He's also killed just beyond these doors, but it's been quite a number of hours now. Miss Matters, have I ever told you that you like to talk an old foggery? Old foggy? I was merely reminiscing. It's such a crime. I think I'll be returning to the investigation in all of us now. What? I know. I'll go back to Babal and do some more investigating there. Oh, good grief, he's here. Also, why is the stage set up directly in front of the fountain? What the heck? I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, that was Francisca. How are things in Babal? Although I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl. The investigation into Manikokin's deaths hasn't really progressed, did it? However, the investigation into Yatagarasu has. Ah yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now I find it hard to believe. A person can freely traverse between the two countries at will. Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where the witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in Alabast. And that's when the Yatagarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and then, just as suddenly, it vanished. After that, there was a fire at the Balbanese embassy that the Yatagarasu started. I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence. The spotlight bell. There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience was waiting for the speech to start. Its panel. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I have a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I sought to use my whip to capture the Yatagarasu. However, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose this means that some other poor saps were hit instead. Is it possible that the Yatagarasu hid these in these bushes? Of course not. They're rose bushes. You've been spending so much time with Scruffy and that girl, they're rubbing off on you. But it's alright, I'll wake you up out of your stupor. The next time you feel like sleep talking, remember that I'll whip you for real. All I tried to do was offer a possibility, and this is what I get. Statue of a wall. I wonder if this lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love and King Primidex. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about her statue and she somehow made the leap to that. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant and faint fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics. The pool's water is also used for putting out fires. I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically. The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool water reaches a certain level. This water was used to put out fires. I suppose it must have been refilled to its normal level. Which suggests that this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. Guess I'll take some notes about it, just in case. Oh, good grief, Larry. How dare you surprise me like that? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. You really think I've just the type to jump into a swimming pool and swim around for fun?
Objection!
Alright then, did you by chance fall into this pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kind of lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. Oh, good grief. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him. You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he again?
Hold it!
Larry, this is the first I've ever heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick. Pink Princess. He's obviously referring to the Steel Samurai and Pink Princess child. Like, not Larry's actual child. Come on, Edwards. The Pink Princess.
Hold it!
Miss Von Karma. I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe he's looking for the doll of the Iron Infant. Yeah, he's a Steel Samurai through and through. Heart and soul. But the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool. Larry, we've not seen hide or hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured, if we find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Can you swim in the pool and come up on the other side? Well, it's not as if he'll be very far swimming around in that pool. Though he's unrelated to the murders, he knows how to cause a lot of trouble. There's more toppled lights. So this is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech. The stage is set up nicely, however. Where was his audience supposed to sit? Perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool. That's such poor planning, and there was no place other than a spot or two by the pool. They really should have made seating arrangements like how the gallery is set up in court. Indeed, you can sense the consideration for the viewers was taken with those. So in the end, the speaker and his audience were to stand the whole time, huh? Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while. Okay, I was trying to look at the statue. The statue bears a resemblance to the Primadux statue. The plaque says, King Primadux on the battlefield. In order to save the Queen, King Primadux put his life on the line and went to war. So Primadux was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what surprises me is the real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that too. Suppose Ambassador Alba sat in his chair. Ambassador Alba is very elderly. The chair was prepared for him. He should have gotten tired during his speech. In that case, why didn't he plan to make his speech sitting down in the first place? The ambassador is also quite prideful, that's why. Sounds like my old principal from grade school who'd speak at assemblies. Here we go in. I want to talk to this idiot. Have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir. We found 14 counts of pickpocketing and 16 counts of illegal parking, and 1 person ran a light, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang. Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor. I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you, was what I did. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of the day. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. If I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come so far, I swear I'll find the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time, so naturally you witnessed when the Yatagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief all right, with my own 2 eyes. Yatagarasu was always lurking in the shadows. When that spotlight was turned on Ambassador Alba's speech, shadow appeared. That's when the cries of "It's the Yatagarasu" rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out. By the time we got the area lit again, the death thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged an extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who tripped over it? We don't know. One thing's for certain, the Yatagarasu was here. So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yes.
Objection!
If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. Ha! Good thinking, sis. You might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with the same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow. That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you know on the subject. What really cast a shadow of the Yatagarasu?
Take that!
Where's this good? Come on, oh. It's not that. Could it be the statue?
Take that!
Interesting that it would line up like that. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. It's not possible that it's created by the statue.
Objection!
Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? The statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu. You are correct. However, the statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? Okay, now do we do the lights?
Take that!
No. Does the fountain count?
Take that!
No. Good grief, get the animation over. Or is it both statues?
Take that!
It's another statue. The Yatagasu shadow was made from the shadows of these two statues. Made? What do you mean by that? Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panic state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when they appeared, you believe that the two shadows will create the Yatagarusu's shadow? Precisely. Now then, what does that reveal the true form of the Yatagarusu? First, we set up a spotlight and cast a shadow on the King Primitive statue of the battlefield. The shadow of the king's statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set the light up on the queen who spoke of the love to King Primitive, her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop of the stage. So if we combine the two shadows, it looks nothing like the Yatagarusu's shadow. Miles Edwards, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Probably a different angle of one of the statues. Calm down, Francisco. The way the light needs to be shown, the queen's statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe the whole king's shadow needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the queen's, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of the shadow. Only one part? Her hand. That's probably the hand. Yes. The one part alone is enough to fill the rest of the Yatagarusu's shadow. Why did you say so in the first place? You're right. I apologize. Now, the part of the queen statue used to complete the Yatagarusu's shadow.
Take that!
Think back to what's missing from our shadow. 5 long thin areas, correct? Now what does that remind you of? That's right. It can only be the shadow of the queen's left hand. Francisco, can we please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the queen's left hand? Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. Culprit must have changed the spotlight's position before. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand. Then pulled the plug after the people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarusu's shadow had vanished. Which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. So you see, the Yatagarusu never did visit all of us tonight. The only country that the sea visited was the ball, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarusu had an accomplice in all of us. An accomplice? But who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. I sense the biggest clue to solve in this case is the existence of this accomplice. How's the investigation going? Oh, it's bad. How's the investigation going? Detective Bat, you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarusu. I've left the murder in Agent Lang's charge. My only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu, so yes. So, what if you found out? Got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We're here because we're ready to face whatever may come. So, if you please. People heard a commotion. Bystanders started gasping. One woman claimed, "I'm telling you that I'm a genuine international journalist." She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist. Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is a photo I got from her. The heck is that? What in the world? The Yatagarasu is flying through the air. Times are changing. It's not just man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see. So this was taken after the fire. Blur in this picture took off from the Balinese embassy. Flew over the boundary and it headed for the embassy of Alaba.
Objection!
This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. And so have you, Francisca. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. Two, actually. At least you realize it. Maybe it happens more often than we think. I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph. Well, the Yatagarasu took off the Balinese embassy, so we should start from there. First, this guy need to return to Babal investigation for a bit. Alright. I'll continue investigating from this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Come on, let's go. Let's get back to our investigation. Yes, let's. To think after all that running around, we're right back where we started. It would appear that way. Ah, hi, Mr. Edgeworth. Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Investor Plano, but I have yet to find his killer. Ah. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of a fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who only is out to steal the truth. Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Plano. Actually, there is one thing we can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh sure, feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there's a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. It will bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, and I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Plano. You're a total gentleman. Oh, you don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss. Hey, Sir Plano. Oh? Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We'll probably start by comparing the state of the room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person who spotted. Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. I bet that person I was chasing was Mr. Cochin's killer. We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that the person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved. I knew it. The woman's almost definitely Mr. Cochin's killer. Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved here. There's a lot going on here. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received the most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too? Yes, he's been chasing after the Yatagarasu all these years. Uncle Bad. Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire. What? That kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing a fake Yatagarasu after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off. Can we come back here now? You can see the Alabasta Embassy through this window. So where were you when you Where were you investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth? As you can see it from here, I was on the 5th floor. That's where the Master Second was killed. What? You don't mean the Master Second? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this. Even though the Master Second was merely an imposter of the original. It appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire. Why is the chair not burned? Yeah, guess we should hurry up and start examining everything. Although, actually, this little corner of it is. It looks like a very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting in it? No, I'd better not. It's very important we preserve the crime scene at all times. But wait, you're always touching all sorts of things at crime scenes. That's because I am a prosecutor. It's part of my job to examine things. And it's my job. And my job is to be a great thief. Which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. Not talking about how this chair looks like in really good condition, having been in a fire. It appears that this desk also fell victim to the fire. It doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we can ruffle through the drawer a bit. Suppose we really should take a look. It's a rather unusual shape for a notepad. This must be a souvenir from somewhere. Are we so sure? Are we so sure, Edgeworth?
Eureka!
The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Notepad is a souvenir. Oh yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't burnt to a crisp by all the fires? Ambassador Polino, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting in this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case. So Manny's the one that wrote this note about the primitive statue in Alabast. Interesting. Oh, did you figure something out? This note was found in Alabast. Specifically, it was found firmly grasped by the murdered Damascus II. Damascus II? Then this note? Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for Mr. Damascus II to steal the primitive statue. What? Manny tried to steal the Alabast primitive statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few of them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the seat of the statue? There's one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. Yeah, I'm not done here. Seems that the contents of the drawer survived the fire rather well. Now that's a sturdy desk. Guess that's what the value of solid wood construction. Is there anything useful left in here, Mr. Edwards? Doesn't seem like it. He's got a bottle of ink here. It looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Polano, it looks like your precious Bubbly's ink is alright after all. What? That's odd.
Hold it!
Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there's something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? Okay, so that, alright, so it's saying already checked it thoroughly, so it's likely nothing left. A fireplace, huh? So Baba's office have them too. Oh, Baba's office has them too. Tail? There's a fireplace in a relatively same location in the Alabastian office. However, we found out something I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace. If it wasn't that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? Climb inside, we can play hide and seek. I come out covered in soot. I think not. You really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edwards. Can we not check if that one can move too? Okay. This is a real primitive statue. This is really valuable, right? That's what they say.
Hold it!
Okay, you're not seriously considering the theft of this statue, are you? No way, Mr. Edwards. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was calculating in my head how much the statue is worth. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. I know. Talk to him. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask you about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Balmony's embassy tonight. What a bother all of that was. Excuse me? Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jammin' Ninja show. Oh, was the first occurred at the start of the Jammin' Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then, the fire after Jammin' Ninja's show was the second one of the night. Exactly. So the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it. Didn't Detective Bad make a reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires. On the 4th of his 4th put out. Oh, he did. He said fires plural. Ah. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out. So what was the extent of the damage in the second fire? The second fire was contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floor above that caused it. That's how should I put this? A very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in a blink of an eye. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Plano. Oh, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again? We were discussing your actions and whereabouts for today, well. And if you happen to know what Mr. Coachman's actions were and the whereabouts were all as well. Yes, very well, let's see. It's been quite busy all day, from morning until now. First, I woke up and I brushed my teeth. After that, I had a roll for breakfast.
Hold it!
Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like the condensed version. Alright, I can do that for you. What did Mr. Coachman and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with Jammin' Ninja. But Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up this office. You have cleaned Mr. Coachman's office. Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Which is why both the Primarch statue and the Balmony knife set were down here. I see. Oh, but tidying up didn't take much, really. We just burned some files that were no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. Burning some files, huh? I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain now. Oh, about that. Forgot to clean the ashes out. The ashes what caused the fire? Those ashes probably caused the fire then. I guess I'm up a creek with Manny here to get angry at me.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger. Well, he was very good at being very good. He was good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Balbany's ink on the back wall when I was burning files, you see. You spilled some ink, huh? And you got mad at me for saying that I should just treat the ink with more respect. Talk about the boss getting bossed around. That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do, being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatrum Naturalis. We had to be there for the start of the Seal Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. They were together until the start of the Seal Samurai show. Why would you go back to your office when it's under renovations? A little while later, after I had straightened up myself a bit, I returned to the theater. Because I was to take part in a photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Mr. Omas, just I and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor. For my handshake photo op with the German Ninja. Did you now? Seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an entire sleep. I see. Ambassador Plano, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edwards. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. Well, I just thought of it right now, but... During the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, but when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. When I did, I was greeted by a roaring green flame. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room all that.
Hold it!
The fire was green. What was the cause? Green fire, Well, white crystal oil burns green when lit, as you can see by this lantern. The Balbany's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know. I too had thought that it was Manny's ink that had caught fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out it was still the bottle of ink left on his desk. The case is a perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught fire in here? I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired the Master Second. Actually, I feared that it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as part of today's events. And because of the Atagarasu in the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? I am actually relieved that the rest of the events had been cancelled. We see Babal's statue, well, it was just a replica. And did Mr. Cochin know about the Bulba's primitive statue? course he knew. That's why he was the one person I could console with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, and this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, let me handle it, it'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure the ambassador of the reunited Kudofia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. When I saw the note, I realized he was serious.
Hold it!
Mr. Kojin. Mr. Kojin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Kudofian ambassador. But why was he trying to talk so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting those things done than I would ever or will ever be. I don't have an answer yet as to why he was trying so hard. But I suspect that he had an ulterior motive in mind, beyond just simple kindness.